Hi guys, it's Freddy here and I'm back on my desktop, and this week I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a retro catch-up week. Basically what I'm talking about is, as I've been looking through my collection, I've found source books and things for some of the games I've already reviewed, which I should have included in those original reviews, and I'd like to go over. What I'd thought about was doing one which I incorporated everything, but that kind of made no sense because I'd be jumping from game to game. So I'm going to do lots of shorter videos this week just to bring everything up to date. And just to ruin it, I'm starting off with two different games today. So firstly, the thing I found is the Streetfighter Storyteller Screen. Now, when I was doing Street Fighter, I mentioned that I'd got the adventure which came with the screen, but not the screen itself. I couldn't find it. I found it hiding between two books. It's obviously quite thin, just being a GM screen. On the player's side, it has this slightly washed out picture of all the Street Fighters. It looks like it's been bleached in the sun, but I promise you that's how it was received. That's obviously what they planned. I don't know whether it's a design choice or something to do with the printing, but it looks a little weird. And on the flip side, we have the maneuvers in the middle. So all the special moves that your characters can do, from basic punches up to Psycho Crusher, and everything in between. Over here we've got renown awards for taking parts in tournaments, character creation, freebie points, all the character creation-y stuff up here, and basically experience awards down here. And over here we've got more basic target numbers. So falling damage, fire damage, target numbers for various tests, what damage weapons do, quarterstaff, nunchucks, handy stuff with a lovely little White Wolf logo down there, printed in Canada. Why, thank you, Canada. And that's the first thing. That completes everything for Street Fighter, the role-playing game, as far as I know. It's definitely everything I've got in my collection. And second up, we've got a Living Steel Adventure, which cost me £4 back in the day. I can't remember whether that was because Living Steel had gone out of print and the price was dropping, or it doesn't seem unreasonable for that to have just been the cost. Now, K-Visr Rocks is an adventure and source book. Something I can't decide whether I really like or I really hate. Because if you're running the adventure, then you've got all the source book stuff in with it. And then you've introduced the town through the adventure, the location, whatever it is, and the players can keep using that. But on the flip side, if you're not interested in the adventure, you're just interested in the location, you're lugging a source book to the game every week, where half of it's an adventure that's no use to you. But anyway, that's just a personal annoyance. Kvisr Rock came out in 1987. It's kind of based about a town called Kvisr Town, where people have all been infected with the alien virus thing, which makes them go a bit insane. And deals with a radio station, I believe. I have never run Living Steel, so I've never really read the adventure the full way through. We've got a few locations, maps, a nice picture of a girl wearing lots of bondage gear for some reason. Insanity seems to do that. Amazing how in role-playing games where insanities tend to be dressing up in sexy gear rather than smearing yourself in poop. We've got people and places. Kvisr Radio, which is, as far as I know, the source of it. Same bondage girl. A man in a lovely bowler hat. And Rambo? I don't know who he is, but he's on Doctor Who's TARDIS and he's happy about it. Again, with the lovely little quotes in the borders. A map of the town itself. I don't know how you would build a town like that. It's very, very organised, whereas most towns aren't. Goes through the virus itself and how to randomly generate visors. Bit on the spectrals, how in Kvisr Town they're not a major problem. And then we've got a little bit of adventure at the end, where we go through meet Mr. Beazle, searching for the alley, the battle at the edge of town, and the mission. So it's a nice little source book. It's done very much in the style of Living Steel. Going by the back, K-Visr Rocks, 60,000 Visors and 1 Spectral. So I guess the storyline's about 1 Spectral kind of taking over the city. Somewhere in the darkness, hidden from the lights and noise of Kvisr Town, a man without a soul is sacrificing people to his spectral master. If he completes what he has begun, then the power of the Spectres will rule the city, and the disorganized gangs of Kvisr Town will unify, becoming an army of frenzied killers. The only people in a position to stop the Spectrals are the members of a small recon team. They are hopelessly outnumbered, badly equipped, and all alone in complete chaos. They have almost no chance of success. They're also your team. If you can pick your way through 60,000 suspects and 3,000 gangs, if you can fight your way past the killer and all his men, if you can find the place that has been soaked in the blood of the innocent, then you will come to face with the Spectral, and the face of Kvisr Town will be in your hands. K-Visr Rocks is a scenario for the Living Steel high-tech role-playing game, and features a high-paced adventure that is filled with challenges, entertainment, and action. In addition to the scenario, detailed roads for Visors are included, as well as guidelines for running Spectral Pathfinders, plus the city of Kvisr Town itself, completely reusable and the ideal environment for future missions. From the rooftops to the sewers, from the Palace of the President to the back room of the Toxic Cafe, K-Visr Rocks is guaranteed to provide countless hours of exhilarating play in your Living Steel campaign. And that's a guarantee, or your £4 back, I guess. Well, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like what we're doing on the channel. And we'll catch you tomorrow with the next one of these. Bye now.